you've got issues. I don't understand why you didn't get any sleep. All right. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Unchained with me, Paul Gomez.
And me, Dylan Moore. Amazing hair.
You're running on what, like an hour of sleep last night? Maybe like 30 minutes?
I think there's a lot more than an hour.
I'm going to wake you up, okay?
I think I fell asleep for a couple hours.
I'm telling you.
Then I woke up at like 10.
You know we do this every Wednesday.
Yeah, and I forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like up here trying to rush you in here. You're like, what am I going to do today? Welcome back to another show. We got a great guest today, but before we do, we want to send a shout out to two exciting campaigns on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You want to start with the first one?
Yes, hopefully I don't butcher the first part again.
Gonna
Niobe.
Hey, you didn't put the background.
Oh,
you messed up. Look.
You messed up.
Oh.
Niobe Pinguina. 21 days left in Kickstarter. Fully funded by Larry Higgins.
That's right. Larry's a great friend of the channel. And this is also a crossover with a character from Ben Dunn. Oh, what'd you do? You like chop my face in half.
Good.
And go check that out if you're into that kind of Niobe, superhero-y kind of stuff. This is a great book, so definitely check out that campaign. We also have another quick campaign we're going to touch on quickly, swiftly, vastly. Taylor Swiftly. Dun, dun, dun. This is Ego Raven by Daphne Large. This is actually got 8 days left. It is funded, but it is an amazing book. It's actually a 3-set, I think.
I have no clue.
I'm not sure. I'm not. I believe there's 3 books in there. There's a few different things to check out, so definitely go check that out. That's Ego Raven, and I might butcher this, so I hope I don't. This is the Unicorn King's daughter.
It says right there, yeah.
Oh, well, I can't see that.
Unicorn King's daughter. I am too. What's your point?
So definitely go check that out. And the last thing before we bring our special guest on is, we got to pay the bills. Run up the hill to pay the bills.
Yeah. Gotta love hills and bills and running.
You got it down there at the bottom.
Oh,
yeah. There you are. Our great sponsor is Geek Out. I want to say Burleson, Texas, but they are actually opened in Mansfield, Texas. That's right. So go check them out. They did their soft opening, and the grand opening is
November 4th. Saturday.
That's right. They're going to have a bunch of great guests. I don't exactly know who all is in it,
but we know we are in it.
We're in. I think Sam's going to be there.
Yeah.
I believe. Don't quote me on this. I believe Sam and Ariel's going to be there.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
I believe that. I'm not exactly sure who else, but, I'll get back with y'all and let y'all know. Again, that's Geek Out in Mansfield, Texas. They did open it up, but our grand opening is going to be Saturday, November 4th. If you come out there and check us out, we're going to have some free goodies. I believe they're going to have, a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So definitely plan to check that out. Also, don't forget, Burleson, Texas is their main store. So, man, it's a huge store, too.
Yeah, very nice people, too.
So make sure to look for Chandler.
Yeah. You need to get him on here one day.
Yes.
One day. Not today.
Not today. Today we have a special guest.
Yeah.
And this is Halo. Hello.
Hi, I didn't hit my elbow on the table right before you turned the camera on. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Today.
This one needs some coffee. Look.
Despite having only 1 hour.
I'd rather sweet
tea. He's living off of like an hour of sleep.
Mm-mm.
God, I love doing that.
I'm used to it.
Not me. No. All right, so you have a great campaign going on. This is a unique thing. This is a coloring book, an activity book.
It's an activity book because there's also comics and like recipes. It's basically like a rainy day boredom book. Like back in the day, like when I was younger, I'm old, so. But back in the day, like besides coloring books, we would have like these activity books literally have like coloring pages, but also mazes and stuff, but then also like recipes,
Right.
crafts, like actual comics, you know, with like cool characters and stuff. And I don't really see that anymore. Like, well, I have a collection of literally all of that, so why don't I just smash that into a book? You know? Get you much.
Well, that's awesome. Now, do you know how many days? We're going to bring up the campaign
That's
later,
old.
which you got to get
That's
up.
old.
Oh,
But do you know how many days left you got to go? How far you are?
Let's see. It ends on November 2nd. So we got a while. We got a little while.
got a
And
while.
it was funded in 5 days, which is
Awesome.
not bad for it's just literally just me doing everything. It was just kind of like my side project away from my main company, Showing Up Studios. I just kind of want to do my own little fun thing, you know, for fun, that kind of thing.
Well,
I like
mean,
cartoon horror.
It definitely looks fun, and like I said, the activities and coloring and all that stuff all rolled into one. That's definitely something that's unique and definitely needed, I think.
I think so too because I and thank you for that because I often have this conversation slash argument it turns into with people, so this will be fun for the show. But whenever people categorize things like Adam's Family, Scooby Doo, Elvira, even they say, "Well, that's comedy or that's family." I'm like, "Yes, but there's a second genre that all three of those things belong to, and it's horror."
Right.
Like just because it's you know what I mean? Like Castlevania, is that not horror? Like the video game?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because it is all ages does not necessarily mean that it's not still horror. You know, I mean, like, okay, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, Large Marge. I mean, that's terrifying, but that is technically horror right there. I mean, but still for kids. It's for kids. So I like all ages horror because you can. There's a lot you can do and can't do with it, and that gives you kind of like a fun formula to mess around with.
Well, like I said, we're definitely going to check back on that, but let's get into some of the topics that are going on. Have you heard about the buckets at McDonald's coming back this year?
The bucket from McDonald's? What? Hey, Raphael, what's up? Yeah, it's a good idea because, I mean, they're iconic. They're useful. It's not just like a little toy that you set on your shelf. You actually can, you know, use it for something. I personally use these for like extra art supplies.
Now, I know this might not be big news to a bunch of people, but to me, this was actually part of my childhood. Man, I looked forward to getting that Happy Meal, and then those buckets came out. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, I wish I still had mine from back then because I really like the designs. These new designs are pretty good too. The only thing I have somewhat is something that I found quite recently.
Yeah, the nuggets.
Well, I never had the tarantula one, and I was like, tarantula? Like, I didn't even know that they had a tarantula one.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's fabulous. But I don't know, McDonald's, I don't eat there that often, but I do collect the toys. Hey, Cosmic, what's up?
Yeah, I mean, all those fun toys and those Happy Meals I always look forward to. And like I said, those buckets are great because, I mean, you never know what bag or whatever you're going to get for Halloween to go out there and get the candy. So whenever you see those buckets, which just came on sale, I think either today or yesterday.
Oh, really?
It's like you have something that you're looking forward to for like a week or two now. So if you've got kids, go to McDonald's, pick one of these up. It kind of like signals them, hey, get ready for Halloween because here it comes.
You're gonna get one from where?
No, you're absolutely right. Like I would, I need to go out and get some because I mean, I definitely at least need the purple one. Although the mummy one is pretty clever design. I like the very cartoony eyes popping out between the bandages.
Yeah.
I really do like the designs. I like that they tried to make a nod to the old ones, but then also kind of make it their own because I mean, if they hired me as an artist to God, that would be amazing. Like, hey, would you like to update this thing from your childhood? Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. So I'm sure that artist, whoever they were, had a heck of a fun time trying to like make it their own without like making it their own and then still have a nod. Like, that must have been really fun to do.
Yeah, and then the thing is, you know, I really hated the fact that they went away because I love sharing some stuff that I grew up with my kids. And this is something simple, something really fun to have with the kids. So do you want a bucket?
Please.
Oh, I definitely want a bucket.
Yeah. But like I say, there are some things that you can share with your kids and some things that you can't share with your kids, which leads to that next topic. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Best Buy decided not to sell any more DVDs or Blu-rays coming up, and they're gonna just stop.
Kind of surprising because I kind of thought that was like honestly the only thing keeping them afloat. Because I'm like, who's honestly going to Best Buy to buy a television? Aren't you just waiting for like Amazon Prime Day or something?
Right.
And then you don't even have to go anywhere; it just comes right to your front door. So I'm like, okay, then what are y'all going to sell there that people are actually going to put regular clothes on, not like a onesie like me, get into their car and go to that store? And normally it was like, well, the DVD sales and stuff, especially because they have like reused and refurbished media, including video games. So I can get like a used video game there for sometimes a pretty good price. But if they're going to be getting rid of most physical entertainment media, then I don't see a huge reason to go there.
Now, I don't know if this is all places. This is Best Buy. So I don't know if I see, Walmart taking away all their DVDs and stuff, but they're definitely downsizing that area.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked. So, I mean, you don't know how long DVDs are still going to last, but this signifies, hey, this is a change of time here. And it's kind of weird because even though you got streaming and stuff, what happens if like the powers go off? That was always the thing, because I always kept a collection of DVDs just in case I could watch them with a generator or something. If the internet went off, then I had the DVD player I could pull out, kind of thing. But if they're going to take away DVDs, you might have to look into something else, like an extra hard drive or something. I don't know.
Especially if you live in North Texas, like that the power is going to go out. Like they've been working on the internet a lot in my particular neighborhood. They're supposedly upgrading it. But so I haven't been having a very good time streaming in the middle of the day. I'll never give up on DVDs, me either.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if it wasn't for my DVD collection, I would have it would have just been like dead silence all day. And I'm sorry if I'm like a different generation than others, but I don't like silence. Like even if you're out in the woods, there's like birds and bugs and stuff like that. But when you're inside like a house, like buzzing from like the non-electricity or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just, like,
I totally agree with you. I usually have like 4 or 5 things going on. I have 2 TVs on and my phone, and then I'm drawing or reading something at the same time, dealing with the kids as well, which
exactly.
But I mean, I don't know. I just can't. I guess my ADD kind of gets my attention everywhere else, but it helps me focus a little bit.
The thing is if you have ADHD and whatnot, I was also diagnosed with that in the 80s, so that was fun, by the way. But that's not our fault then. And if and I have had people like make fun of me because I will literally have like music on in my ear, and then I'll be watching like one horror movie here, maybe a TV series in the background, and then be like halfway playing a video game, and it helps me concentrate on writing and drawing my book though. And don't let anybody make you feel bad for that, because everybody has their own way of concentrating. Some people, the best way for them to go to sleep is to be completely quiet, have all the lights off. That ain't me. You know what I mean? I have to have some sort of like a TV show, horror movie or something on in the background.
Some white noise in the background. Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I understand. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some days that I like the pitch black, but usually it's a rare occasion. I don't know.
Everybody's brain works differently, so I feel like if it helps you concentrate, as long as you're not hurting other people, you don't have to like punch someone in the face and like, oh, I can concentrate, then great, go ahead and do that. He called you out.
Look at him. He's almost asleep right now.
Yeah.
Snitch. Yeah, he only got an hour of sleep, right?
You're supposed to be the co-host of the show. Come on, liven up.
That's all I had.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I guess that's enough for this time.
This time.
Yeah, but we're gonna blow by these topics real fast. We got one other topic that I really want to hit on, and that's the signature prices. You know, with New York Comic Con just ended, everybody was talking about Rob Liefeld's, I guess, menu of signature prices, and he actually came on Facebook and was like, "Hey, you know, Jim Lee's got a price list as well. I'm not the only person." And
but
but,
I'm gonna pay for Jim.
well, and I
You
think
Rob Liefeld,
I
you're
paid
a
for
great
Rob Liefeld.
human. Like, come on.
I paid for Rob Liefeld's when I met him, and I don't
I
mind
do
because
love Rob Liefeld.
he was
Honestly,
you know, he was one of the guys that I looked up to. You know, he was the youngest
I
image
still look
guy.
up to him.
You
But I'm just
know,
saying, if you got Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld, and you got money for one signature, but in general, but also like I mean, if that's what they want to do, feel free. But a lot of artists that I know that are obviously way more, because I'm like nobody, you know what I mean? But like I have friends that are famous or whatever, and they don't really, if you buy something from their table, they don't charge you. Does that make sense? And that's usually kind of been the unwritten rule of conventions and trade shows and comic cons since like they started. So I mean, having like an artist or a writer, I mean, a writer, okay, I understand, but an artist, like I don't know, I don't know.
I
I don't
don't.
know.
I think, you
Anyway,
know,
I don't have
everyone.
anything against it,
You know, it's everyone's priority to charge if they
but I
want
wouldn't
to.
do that. Like if they bought
You know,
something
I've
on my
never
table,
charged. Yeah, I've never charged for a signature, but who knows
but we're
whenever
not
I
super
become
famous, so I don't know.
hugely popular, maybe I'll charge like $1 or two. But I mean, I don't know. But again, I mean, like I said, they did the work. You know, the voice actors charge for their signatures, actors charge for their signatures. Why not comic
True.
people?
No, you're right.
I mean, I think it's everybody's priority.
Well, I guess maybe the
Priority.
difference would be if okay, I guess in my mind, here's the difference between asking an artist and a writer for their signature as opposed to a voice actor and an actor. And I guess the only difference would be is that if you're asking the artist and the writer, you're probably having them sign something that you just bought from them, correct? Or a book that you bought previously or something, you're bringing them something to sign. However, with the actor or voice actor, you've probably been watching them for free for years on TV or something like that. So I can see why they would maybe charge because, like, also keep in mind, actors and voice actors, especially voice actors, well, maybe they'll get paid better now, but they don't really get paid like people think that they do. Unless you're like super like top A-list celebrity, you have to like hustle every single day to get that money. So I totally understand that because they are. For those of you who don't know, I actually grew up in the entertainment industry on the back and the front end ever since I was a kid. I've been in like like cereal commercial and stuff like that. Anyways, the point is that like so I know like all of the rigmarole here and there, and so I totally understand why like a voice actor or actor would charge for that because that's man, if they can get money for a signature, go get it. Now for an artist and writer, I can totally understand that too if they're like a certain thing, but and I think that they have every right to charge. But I think that the problem with other people's with the main, I guess, the way people think would be, why am I paying you for this? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So
I
in the
believe
end, they both should, but I don't know.
most of the writers and artists charge because you know they feel like a lot of the customers are going to buy that product and then flip it. You know, sell it more just because of their
That's the other
signature.
half. You're right.
If you noticed the menu that he had especially Deadpool's first issue and
Mhm. Yes. Okay.
something like that, and they're going to go for a lot
That's
more if they have
different.
that signature on it. Which again, like I said, you know, I think it's everybody's prerogative.
Yeah, in that case, now that I didn't even get into that, but
Yeah.
yeah, in
So
that
I
case,
mean,
absolutely. That's why Adam Hughes. I'm not sure if most people know this, but before Adam Hughes stopped, me and Terry both have. That's my partner in crime, um, in comic crime. Adam Hughes. We both have commissions from him, but he no longer really does commissions anymore. And the whole reason is because he was doing it for the fans.
yeah,
So he's charging. I only spent $20, and I have an original drawing from him.
that's
Like
awesome.
it was really
Yeah.
sweet, and he gave it to charity anyways for like a cat shelter. but like he realized that there were some people that were taking advantage, flipping it for like hundreds of dollars, and I'm like, and so now he doesn't even want to take commissions, and I'm like, that's, you know what I mean?
The
I
only
feel
reason,
bad for him, but I also
yeah,
feel bad for us. But I also feel bad for him because that's not gonna feel good. Like you
the
thought you
only
were doing
reason I
something
think
nice
I would
for him,
charge
they
for
flip it.
a signature is like if they wanted like an absurd amount. Let's say they wanted like 10 signatures, I'd be like, okay, I'll give you like 5, but you know, after 5, I got other customers too.
Hmm.
But even still, it's one of those things. I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever charged for a
No.
signature.
Yeah, but we're little, you know, we're little artists anyways now. If we had like a super successful like book like Spawn or whatever, and we know that people are literally just coming to us to get signatures so that they can flip it, then absolutely charge them because that's not okay. I mean, if they're gonna take a cut, then you know what, you should get your cut too, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But as far as like, I mean, little, I mean, like, I mean, you do whatever you want. But like for me, I'm just like so happy whenever anybody asks for, oh, would you sign this? I'm like,
Right? I'm
you know
still
what I mean?
shocked. I'm still shocked. Do you really want my signature?
Like you bought my book and you want me to sign it? Throws it at them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
But yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's everybody's prerogative to whether they're gonna charge for their signature or not. It's one of those things. I say, if you got a problem with it, just don't get their signature. Let
I
those
agree.
that want to pay for it get it. Y'all can
I
come
mean,
get
yeah,
mine for free.
if you don't like something, don't do that thing.
Right. So let's talk about you a little
Get
bit.
some coffee.
Do
He's
what?
about to fall over.
Yeah, he is gonna fall over.
Here, do you want here? Take some.
Oh, thank you.
Sailor Moon powers in it.
So how long have you been in the business?
Publishing in comics, illustration, freelance art, in general.
Yeah. Too long?
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm like I don't want to age myself, but at least 20 years or more,
Wow.
at least. And that's just because like it's just one of those like you see an opportunity, you got to go for it. You know what I mean? So even if, especially when you're first starting out, you just need the experience. And it's not even like, oh, I did this for this person. It's more like forcing yourself to like draw something, the same thing 50 times, if that makes sense. So you're like, I don't know how to draw rabbits. Well, this one person really wants me to draw their rabbit as a logo, so let me just take this one for free. You know what I mean? Like, let's
You know,
do a tattoo design. No kidding.
and the thing with me is like I just started less than 2 years ago, and I only been writing.
What?
Like,
Really?
yeah, less than
Put
2
your own
years.
comic out?
Yeah, five comics. Yeah.
Do you know how many people I know that still talk to me? I've been doing conventions for about 20 years too, and that still talk to me. They're like, I'm going to do a comic one day. And it's like the same person that's been saying that to me for 10 years. I'm like, and I'm on my like 15th comic. I'm like,
Yeah.
so good. You 2 years and you have one out. That's
Yeah.
highly impressive. And I mean that for real.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we started with the first one, which was Bushy Boo Circus Mysteries, and it got stalled. And so instead of just waiting to find new interior artists, we actually doubled down and went and got PTSD. So we actually
Don't
continued
we all?
on and did a few. Yeah, it was crazy. But
That's
I
not
hear people, being in the industry for so long, and this is a tough industry.
I mean, I've worked. Carrie and I have both like worked with a lot of people like behind the scenes and whatnot, just even to get experience. Like
Right.
a friend of ours, Carrie Gamble, he did a lot of the like Superman comics interiors and covers for DC back in like the 80s. And he's like designed. He does like a lot of stuff. He's really great at drawing monsters. But I really want to like do a quick like shout out. He would be like, what? To him, because like it's people like him who have been in the industry for years and that have actual experience with companies like DC, Marvel, stuff like that, Disney, the Lugosi family and States, Universal Monsters, things like that. That they pass that down to you because like he let Terry and I intern for him for like a year or so, and
Wow.
it's things like that. So that's why like I'm not like I haven't done a million things, but anything that I do learn, I want to try to pass on to other people. And also, it's just fun to like exchange. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you have a skill and I have a skill. Let's trade skills. You know what I mean? It's fun.
And yeah, like I said, I just started about 2 years ago, and I guess the real reason I brought that was because I didn't start drawing until maybe about 7 months ago, and I
Very
couldn't
good.
draw my name. I couldn't draw my own name, let alone a circle or anything else. But you see people who have been in the industry for a while, and it comes so naturally to y'all. It's just really admiring.
It's not. It literally just comes from like the first half of your life, like, oh, I want to be an artist and I want to draw this stuff, and then the second half of your life, you're like, oh crap, I'm already in my 30s. What am I gonna do? I got to do something to make money, and like, I can't be working for the man for the rest of my life. And then you're just like, draw better. So it's like literally just like you realize that like you gotta just like take it seriously. And so like one of the things that Terry and I kind of started doing was like almost competing to see like how many sketchbooks we can go through every year. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, like you say, it comes so naturally. Thank you, because like whenever anybody says that, that means that all the hard work underneath the iceberg there isn't showing, and you only see the good stuff. Great. I don't want to look like I'm struggling. Nobody wants that.
Well,
Nobody wants
and
your struggle bus.
that leads to your project, which is Kitchen Witches. This is something new and exciting. That's a little bit different than what most people are doing.
Is it?
What made you do something like this?
I don't know. All I know is that Kitchen Witches is so exciting that it will even keep this guy awake. If he had a copy of it. If you had a copy of it, you would be awake right now. Some of the jokes
we can bring that
like
up.
this. My burp fan, so that you can, if you're burping, then you can, fan it away from your friends or towards your enemies, whatever. This is one of the things that you actually get from the campaign if you share it or whatnot. But yeah.
Well, you have 41 backers currently. You got about 13 days to go. You're at 1728. Do you want us to play that video?
Oh my God. Okay, but I don't want to look.
No, okay. Let's go ahead and play that
It's my
video.
very first time learning how to edit a video. I had to do it myself. Howdy, y'all. I'm Halo Toons, the creator of Kitchen Witches. Why don't y'all conjure up a seat, stay a while I tell you about my book. Oh, look at this dork. If you're looking for a witchy way to beat that boredom, then Kitchen Witches Deluxe Color and Activity Book has you covered. Girl, what are you thinking? No. This is not your average everyday coloring book, y'all. This is filled with 44 pages of boredom-busting fun, okay? Boredom-busting. Mazes, we've got coloring pages, we've got all kinds of activities in here, we've got recipes, we have 2 full-color mini comics in there as well. I'm really excited. My crappy editing. I've been working on trying to come up with my own characters and world for my whole life. And I think I stuck 3 gifts together for that one. Thinking about like my childhood and like my grandmother's house, which is very like Studio Ghibli witchy inspired. Some pictures. And then I just remembered like all the different things that like my family taught me, and then the fun things that I've done throughout my life. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put all of that into this book. So this is basically my life's work, and I'm so happy to share it with you all. And I hope you like it. And nobody liked it. No, just kidding. It was funny in 5 days. I guess somebody liked it. It's so awkward.
Let's scroll down and see some of the tiers.
Oh, sure. That's like my favorite panel. I think I might blow that up and put it in a frame. It's probably one of my favorite
44 pages. 44 pages, and you got two full color mini comics. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Each one's like 5 pages each, so it's like 10 pages of comics in there, along with actual like witchy fun recipes that are easy. They should be easy to make. I don't know. We'll see. But I made up Citaspel, Texas. It's DFW, Texas. And Terry made that graphic for me. He was like, I want to make something for you. So he made that. I was like, okay, honey, I'll use it.
I think it looks great. And like I said, 44 pages is a nice size book.
Thank you. I kept, I started out by testing. Hold on, I threw my book earlier. Last year, I released this very simple Kitchen Witches book, which was only like 21 pages or something like that.
Right.
And just to see if people liked it enough to buy it, and it sold out in less than 24 hours.
I believe it. It looked great.
I know. Thank you. I mean, it's just a stupid little, you know. And so because, you know, kind of bolstered by that and everybody's like support, that's just a time lapse. I was like, well, why don't I make like what I actually wanted to make from the beginning, which is, you know, this, which is
version.
Yeah, and so it has all the same pages as before, but upgraded, plus 22 more pages, you know, including the full color comics and recipes, and there's some photos and stuff in there.
I mean, it looks great. You got bookmarks and stickers and stuff that's going along with it?
Oh, yeah, all that stuff is free downloadable content that comes along when you just start from the basic tier up. You just get a whole bunch of digital goodies. We also have a cauldron of comics, and it's a bunch of independent and local comics from people around here. And if y'all want to add to the comics, let me know, because it's a great way to get your stuff out there. I also have given my some of my mini comics to many other people's Kickstarters because, you know, it's just a great way for people to kind of see your stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I make custom coloring pages. And also at the virtual comic workshop, the Sketch Dojo, we do at the end of every month, actually, at Collective. I know that's not your sponsor, but
at Collective, no. We could definitely talk about. I definitely want to talk about that. Now we went up there.
Really? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we went up there this last time that you hosted, which was the last Friday of September, and we had a great time. You had a great
really?
group of people. There was about 20 people there.
It ended up being like 22 to 24 people all that came and went, because people came at different times, which is really cool. That's why we do like just the 2 hours.
And it was fun. We had different activities, you know, we're drawing different things, you know, prompted items, which was, you know, the monsters and stuff that we were doing. These
sketch jumble, things like that. Just these are all just come from games that like I used to play when I was a kid, and then like I've actually been teaching Sketch Dojo in the DFW area and other places around the United States at conventions, libraries, many events. Even the Girl Scouts have hired me to teach this professionally, but for over a decade now.
Right.
And it's really just kind of like fun, because I don't know. I like to have. It just seems like most art events, it's like, we're going to learn this thing. When you're done, you'll have this painting. You know what I mean? Whereas in, like, the drawing groups, which is fine, I love them all, especially like drink and draws, aren't always for everybody. Because, like, for one, I'm not good in that atmosphere trying to draw. It's dark, it's loud. I don't want to eat and draw like that. You know what I mean? It's a lot. So I was like, I just need something neutral and fun. This month, by the way, we're doing something different. We're doing a Monster Mash game that I came up with.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And before we go further, this is going to be at Collected Comics in Haltom.
Keller.
You know, it's right there on that cusp. I always say Watauga.
Yeah, I know, right? But technically,
I would say Watauga,
it says
but
Keller.
it's on Denton Highway for anyone that's interested. It's going to be October the 27th. It's going to be from 7 to 9. I'm going to be there. He's probably going to be asleep.
Yeah,
but we'll be there.
Well, we have more stuff to give out this time. New stuff.
Know, there was great stuff that you could learn and understand a little bit more of drawing, and you get to talk to some other creators. And so, I mean, if you're interested in drawing in the DFW Metroplex, again, that's Collected Comics on Denton Highway, and let's say Haltom.
Yeah, it's just that every time you type it in, it always says Keller, Texas, and I'm like, I guess, even though to me that's more Haltom, but whatever.
Right. Well, it's right there on the cusp of all three: Watauga, Haltom, and Keller. But we're not going to mix bones about it. You can always look it up,
I don't care.
collect it on Denton Highway, check it
Yeah.
out. Like I said, we will be there October 27th.
Real quick, anybody that shows up in costume will be entered into a raffle to get a $25 gift certificate from Collected Comics. So if you show up in a
Awesome.
costume, write your name down, it goes in the raffle, and at the end of the night, we pull your name, get the gift certificate.
Yeah.
It's Halton
Yeah.
City. It's called Color Store. Oh, no, you used to work there. Oh, that's right. I joined you for that reason.
But yeah,
as well.
so if you don't mind, would you like to touch on where Terry's at?
Where's Terry's at?
Yeah, he's out at the state fair.
Yes, actually, he's been out at the state fair. He does that every year at the Blue Line caricature booth. Sorry, my dad's like over here talking on the phone. For
No
some
problem.
reason. Like, there's other rooms to talk in, but he wants to talk right there. Anyways, he's at the state fair every year at the Blue Line caricature booth at the Embarcadero building at the state fair. He was actually there on Saturday when there was the
Right, that's scary.
That was terrifying.
We'll let that for people who read newspapers and stuff.
Yeah,
We're just glad he's okay. And
Yeah.
if
I just
you're
like
out
he just
there
sent me
at
the
State
message, and I was like,
Yeah. If you're out there at the state fair, definitely go check him out. He's at the Blue Line caricature.
Blue Line caricature booth,
Yeah,
owned by
definitely.
Chris Galvin.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to support local people. I mean,
Mhm.
anything that we can do to help each other out, and he's got some great art out there, so definitely check that out.
Also, there is, if you guys have Roku, there's a free show on there that was just uploaded last month, and it's about the Texas State Fair, and it's like 10 episodes long, and each episode follows like 2 or 3 different food vendors from the Texas State Fair. So it's kind of
Awesome.
fun to watch. So
Yeah. I mean, I love the state fair. I used to go out there every year. Lately, I hadn't been going because I've been putting money in my comics. But
Yep.
you know how much comics cost. They're really here and there.
Publishing
But, I mean,
is
it's fun.
expensive.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, going out there and sharing your work with others, and getting to experience the feedback and everything. I mean, I couldn't imagine being in it for, like I said, as long as you have. We're looking forward to, the third year of our venture.
Oh yeah, this poor guy. Oh my god.
Poor kid.
Magic wake up spell. What the heck?
So what else do y'all got going on after this? I mean, is there another comic? I mean, I saw y'all had other comics that y'all did prior to this.
Actually, in November, he hasn't like officially announced it yet, but it's fine. Terry is going to be releasing a fantastic retro style sci-fi adventure comic called Gemini Force, and it stars 2 rad. Basically, they're cloned from models from like the 80s or whatever, but this is in like the year 3000, and then they were defective, so they were thrown out, and they become like these like punk rock metalhead girls, going around getting into stupid stuff in the galaxy. But Terry will have that up. We're looking the first week of November, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. Like, he did a really good job of it. Actually, the picture that you used of me, God, I want to see it. Yes, that's the cosplay of one of his characters, which, yes, he did base a character off of me, but I mean, I think that's really sweet.
That is awesome.
Nice
What
to be
advice do
immortalized.
you have for people in the industry struggling, or people trying to get into the industry? Is there anything that you would tell them?
I would say the best advice that I have is find people that you want to look up to. Yes, we all do that. However, just remember that your story is your story, and it's not going to be like anybody else's story. Just because this person, stuff happened to them XYZ, it doesn't mean that's going to happen to you that way. Like, long story short, Jim Lee went to school to be, I believe, a doctor or something like that. He finished the school and everything, and he was doing it, and he was in his like late 20s, early 30s when he said, "Nah, I just want to do comics," and he started to learn how to draw comics in his like late 20s, early 30s. So you can do whatever you want. Okay, everybody's story is different.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. Like I tell people, I didn't exactly jump into making comics to make comics. It was actually a household project for me and the kids. So,
Oh,
and I'm what, 58 or something?
Close.
I'm 46, and starting it out and doing it as a full-time thing, it's one of those things that yeah, you just gotta find the right people.
yep.
Yeah,
And we should
and
all be building each other up, not
yeah,
tearing each other down. In the indie industry community, especially like small press, the most important thing to remember is Image Comics wouldn't have become Image Comics if they weren't all supporting each other. It's the
that's
same thing.
right. Yeah, I always say, don't compete against others, compete against yourself. I started writing, but here I am trying to learn to draw. So who knows what's going to happen next year or the year after that?
Nothing wrong with challenging yourself.
Exactly. But I mean, I wouldn't have met so many great people like y'all if I had been in competition against everybody. I know I've seen y'all around, but when we did the grand opening in Irving for Collected Comics, it was a great experience, getting to talk to y'all and enjoying y'all's company. And
Yeah, that was
then,
really fun. That's like our favorite thing, I think, for all of us, like artists, creatives, like any kind of creative person, like at a trade show when it happens to get slow and we can just all congregate behind the tables and we're like eating our little snacks while we can, just talking to each other like little gremlins, like
right?
little creative gremlins. Snack
Yeah.
time. It's like our water cooler.
So do you want to mention your Twitch stream that you usually do? What is it, on Mondays?
Yeah, Mondays and Fridays at noon, and it's just Twitch TV / Show Enough Studio, because that's actually mine and Terry's company, Show Enough Studio. We do publishing and comics with the other people like David Daub and Matt Morrison, Tech Force, people like that.
Right. Well, that's awesome. I've watched it a few times. I think I've messaged on a few times, but I don't think it went through. I'm not good with Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I learned how to do Twitch years ago because a friend of mine was like, "I think you'd be good for this," and I was like, "All right," and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
I think you're great with it. You were doing those, eating
Thanks.
those, what was it, Skittles or something the other day, but that was on Facebook.
Oh, those those state fair flavor candy corns, like there were 6 different flavors and like 4 of them were disgusting,
They look like good flavors.
but they weren't. The funny thing is, it's been a week since that. I looked on Amazon; they were all on sale, so I don't think anybody liked them.
Well, I think I'm going to cut it short and give this little guy a
Easy for the
rest.
plate.
Yeah, is there a place that y'all can be contacted at? Any other information you'd like to give out just in case?
Just Show Enough Studios or Halo Toons, anywhere online.
Yeah, I mean, definitely check out her project, Kitchen Witches, on Kickstarter right now. It's got a few days left to go, so definitely back it. It's a great, different type of interesting book. Like I said, just check out the Kickstarter. You'll be sold whenever you get there. And if you're not, like I said, Collected Comics, she's going to be there on the 27th of October. That's 7 through 9. I'm going to be there. He's going to be there, and I'm going to wake him up. But other than that, I do want to mention Geek Out.
Geek Out, the one, the only.
Their grand opening is
the two
stores.
Yeah.
Okay. Their grand opening is going to be in Mansfield, Texas on October 4th.
Two of a kind. That's right.
Their flagship store is going to be in Burleson, Texas, so definitely go check those out. My name is Paul Gomez, 790. This is
Dylan Moore, or hardest working kid in comics.
And if you got any questions, comments, or anything, you can reach me at Paul Gomez 790 on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Usually Facebook. If you got any questions about creating comics, I'm always glad to help. If you're just having a bad day and need to talk to somebody, please reach out. It's okay not to be okay. Just don't live there.
Yep.
Have a great week. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you so much.
Bye.